Hi all, let's have a look at another fascinating game of Paul Morphy. This is in 1855, played in Mobile, USA, Alabama. So Paul Morphy was playing against Alexander Beaufort Meek. Meek was born in Columbia, South Carolina in 1814. He grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and graduated from the University of Alabama in 1833. Where he was first in his graduating class, so a very, very clever guy. He settled in Mobile, Alabama, and became a member of the state legislature, Attorney General for the Southern District of Alabama in 1836, probate judge, and district attorney. In 1845, he was Assistant Secretary of the Treasury in the President Polk's administration. In the spring of 1855, he met and played a few games of chess with Paul Morphy at Spring Hill, Alabama. So this is one of those games. In 1857, he became president of the First American Chess Congress and was a participant. In round one of the First American Chess Congress, he defeated William James Appleton Fuller with 3 wins and 2 losses. In round 2, he lost to Paul Morphy with 3 losses. During the American Chess Congress, he lost the chess game to Amalie Poulsen, the sister of Louis Poulsen. He died of a heart attack in Columbus, Mississippi on November 1st, 1865. Alright, so a fascinating character in his own right. Paul Morphy, playing white, played e4, e5. We have the King's Gambit. It's accepted. Knight f3, g5, bishop c4, bishop g7. This is all pretty good, actually, so far. Until this point, h4. Nowadays, after h4, the best move, and known to give black a nice game, is to play h6. It's fine here to play h6. The pawn is protected by the queen. There's no losing the rook on h8. This is fine. In fact, for example, black can get a good dark square grip with, say, d4, knight c6. So if d5, knight e5, you can see black's play is pretty good here. Nice position, nice grip on the dark squares. But in this game, we see a very instructive example of what can happen after g4 instead. g4 is a bit on the greedy side, trying to win a knight, basically, or potentially win a knight. Maybe he thought the knight would have to go back, but the knight goes in, knight g5, hitting f7. And the trap seems to be set now with black playing knight h6, because surely the knight is a stranded one with f6 coming. Where is the knight going when it's committed on g5? The thing is, with g4, structurally, this has bad structural implications. The pawns are potentially fragmented, for one thing. Also, this pawn chain was blunting this diagonal. We see now after d4, the trap is accepted basically with f6, losing an entire knight. But look at the pressure on this diagonal, and also look at the pressure now emerging on the f file after bishop takes f4. F takes, winning a piece, but at what cost? Bishop takes g5. Only one response here. And in fact here, white could have actually advantageously just taken on h6. For example, taking on h4 check, queen f6, hitting the bishop and f2, but bishop e3, and white stands in a very good position here, very good, with knight c3 and queen d3 coming, then maybe rook f1. But this is good as well, queen d2, bishop takes g5, h takes, knight f7. Okay, so white technically is a piece down. Morphy is used to playing odds games though. And here he's got huge compensation anyway. He plays a forcing move, bishop takes f7, queen f4 check, which imprisons black's rook now on h8. It's a prisoner. And while that's a prisoner, white elegantly castles, threatening now mate. So spectator pieces abound here. All of them are spectator pieces. The lone queen is having to defend against f7. And now the queen is subject to potential harassment herself with knight c3 threatening knight d5. And look at the mobilization of white's pieces and the connection of the rooks compared to the stark disconnection of black's rooks. Hello, hello. the rooks are saying, how are you today? c6, and the rooks join each other. Rook a e1 with menacing consequences here, x-raying the queen, because after d6, guess what Paul Morphy plays in this position? If I give you 5 seconds starting from now. Okay, giving black no time to arrange a defense at all. Knight d5, powerful forcing move. So it will be horrible to move the queen here. Well, where can the queen go? If queen e8, there's knight f6 check. The queen's having to defend here. Queen d7, knight f6 check. The queen's got to defend key squares. You have queen said, well, we can take the queen or queen f8. So it's taken, mobilizing the other rook now, threatening the poor queen. Queen's by itself here, having to defend all the other pieces, spectators. Queen g7, and now rook e8, terminating black's king basically. It will be mate the next move. This was an absolute model demonstration of one of the pitfalls of playing g4 instead of just keeping that pawn chain intact. Even though it wins a piece, it damages black's position, as this game vividly illustrates. A beautifully played King's Gambit game, a model in elegance, efficiency, piece development, tempo gains, an absolute model classic to remember and to commit to memory. So the King's Gambit, even in today's age, a good fun weapon, maybe for blitz chess at least, if not for the maybe rapid time controls. A surprise weapon. This shows the great dangers that someone playing black, being a bit too greedy, trying to trap the knight, can face. Hope you enjoyed it. Comments, questions, likes, shares, appreciated. Thanks very much.